Muhammad for the rest of their lives. So what should we do? They said the best thing to do is to let every tribe come with one person. How many tribes are you? Now let every one of this tribe send one representative. Now those representatives, they all come together and they go to Muhammad's house with one sword. They strike him, they kill him instantly, and that's it. Now the tribe of Muhammad cannot come and fight all these tribes, and you will win, and Muhammad and his tribe will lose. Allah, what an idea! Come from Shaitan, huh? Good. Now, so they decided that they will do this at the night, and they will send all the representatives from all of the tribes to go and kill Muhammad. As they were plotting and planning, Allah was the best planner. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the message to Rasulullah. Through what? Allahu Akbar. Through a text message. You know Allah's text message? Oh, that's a text message. Jibreel, go and inform Muhammad that tonight he's not to sleep in his house. Ya Jibreel, where should I go? They say you have to migrate tonight. What am I going to do? Say, don't worry, Allah will take care of you. But what should I leave? They said, don't leave now. You have to leave at night. But before you leave, you have to leave Ali in your bed. The Prophet called Imam Ali. Ya Ali, لَقَدْ أَمَرَنِي اللَّهُ بِالْهِجْرَةِ. Allah ordered me to migrate from Mecca. And he asked you, Ali, to sleep in my bed. Allah. Now, let's pause here a little, brothers and sisters. If by any chance your dad, right, my dad, is in trouble with the law, right, they're looking after him to take him to the prison. And then your dad tells you, my son, I've taken care of you all these years. I sacrificed. I did everything. But one thing I want from you is to sleep in my bed. So if they come, they might kill you. They might take you to the prison. They might do anything. What would you do? Huh? You want to say, yes, Dad, I'll sleep in my bed, your bed? Or I'm going to say, Dad, you're abusing. This is called child abuse. Imam Ali alayhi salam, he was told by Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, you want me to sleep in your bed? I said, yes, Ya Ali. You know what the answer of Imam Ali came? Imam Ali said, Ya Rasulullah, awa taslam. Would you be safe if I sleep in your bed? Then the Prophet says, Bala Ya Ali, I will be safe if you sleep in my bed. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I will sleep in you. That night, Imam Ali alayhi salam was the one who spent a night on the bed of Rasulullah. When Rasulullah was ready to leave, he left Imam Ali with the amanat, people's money, people's trust. He left with Rasulullah. He gave everything to the money. And he left. Now, as he left, at the night, those Quraysh, they came looking for the Prophet. As they walk into the house, they walk to the Prophet's room. They found the person sleeping in bed was Ali ibn Abi Talib. And then they asked, Aina Muhammad? Where's Muhammad? Then Imam Ali said, Awaja'altumuni alayhi raqiba. Did you hire me to be a security guard for Muhammad? To ask me where he is? Allahu Akbar. They started looking everywhere. If they could find Muhammad, they couldn't find him. Now, historically, they looked everywhere. They couldn't find Muhammad. Now they put the price. This is a long story, but that's not the point that I want to make tonight. The point was, when Ali was sleeping on that bed, in tafsir, they said that Allah asked Jibreel and Mikael. What was the question Allah asked them? Ya Jibreel, I made both of you brothers. Ya Mikael, your brother's Jibreel. Ya Jibreel, your brother's Mikael. But here is the offer. If I made one of you, his life is longer than the other one, would you be willing to do something for your brother? He said, what do you mean, Ya Allah? Allah said, okay, here's the deal. Ya Jibreel, you are the leader of all the angels. Now, I made your life longer, right, than your brother Mikael. Now, if Mikael needs your life, which is longer than him, right, are you willing to give your life for Mikael? You know what Mikael is? I'm talking about the angels, right? You know what the Jibreel says? He said, no. I am not willing to give my life for Mikael. Allahu Akbar. And by the way, do you know Jibreel? Who is Jibreel in the Quran? Jibreel is the highest position any angels can ever reach. And he is not willing to sacrifice. Then Allah asked Mikael, Ya Mikael, now if you have the long life, are you willing to give your life for your brother Jibreel? Now what do you think he's going to say? When he heard Jibreel said, no, I'm not going to give you my life. You think he's going to say, yes, I will? He said, no, I'm not. So none of them is willing to give their life for another. After this test, then Allah said to them, Ya Jibreel, Ya Mikael, look down in Mecca in the house of my Habib al-Mustafa Muhammad. Look what you're going to find. They look, and guess what? There was a man laying on that bed who has given his life to protect the life of his brother, who is Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then Allah said to them, Ya Jibreel, wa ya Mikael, inni akhaytu bayna Muhammadin wa Ali. I made Ali and Muhammad to be brothers. And here, look at how Ali is sacrificing his life for his brother Rasulullah, which you are not willing to do for one another. Then Allah said, Ya Jibreel wa ya Mikael, inzila, go down and go protect Ali from any harm. Jibreel and Mikael came down to the house of Rasulullah. And then Aisha said, Jibreel stood on the head of the Imam Ali alayhi salam and Mikael by his feet. And guess what? Then Jibreel said to Ali, Ya Aliyun man mithluka yubahi bihi Allahu malaikata. Ya Ali, who is out there like you? Who Allah is using him as an example over his angels. Now, you tell me in the Quran where you can find someone, a companion, or a Sahabi, where Allah said about him like this, that the way Allah said about Ali. There is never anywhere in the Quran Allah ever used these words in presenting the maqam of Imam Ali alayhi salam over any other angel except Ali alayhi salam. And this is one of the unique things about Imam Ali. And then Allah said this verse where Allah says, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَشْرِي نَفْسَهُ. In Arabic, the word min, al-ba'd, min, among the people, there are many people, but very few, very numbered are the ones who are willing to sell themselves, sacrifice themselves, مَنْ يَشْرِي نَفْسَهُ ابتغاء مرضات الله. They're selling themselves not because of any dunya or worldly gain, other than to gain the pleasure of Allah. And that is about Ali alayhi salam. Now, this is one of the ayat in the Quran which made Ali as a special and unique. And nobody ever received this kind of ayat in the Quran. That is number one. Number two, Imam Ali alayhi salam is unique to the point where the Quran tells us he is the only one which ayah was revealed and he practiced according to it, and nobody else practiced it. And it's in all the tafsirs, and it's mentioned in all the books of Muslims. What is that? And it's called Ayatul Najwa. Ayatul Najwa meaning, there was a custom among the Arabs at the time of Rasulullah. And what did they used to do? They used to take pride of coming to talk in the ears of Ali and the ears of the Prophet. And when they come and they talk in the ears of the Prophet, they feel proud. They feel honored. Now, many times, those who do that are the people who have money. The rich people among the companions, they will come. Rasulullah said, they go and whisper in his ear. The poor people, they will be sitting and watching. Rasulullah didn't like that. Because one of the things that Islam doesn't like is to create classism. Something rich people can do, poor people cannot do. Islam is absolutely against that. So what Rasulullah wanted to do is to stop it. But how can he stop it? There is no one better than Allah to stop it. Allah wanted to stop it. So what did Allah do? And this is one of the tests. So Allah sent this verse to Rasulullah. Ya Rasulullah, tell those companions. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, idha najaytum ar-rasul, faqaddimu bayna yaday najwakum sadaqah. Those of you believe. And those of the ayah is talking about not the Muslims, believers. Those who believe, if you want to talk to Rasulullah in private, you have to give sadaqah. When this ayah was revealed, every rich companion back off. Allahu Akbar. Now, you were talking to the Prophet in private. Now, go ahead. No. Now, if you want to try it in your center, you tell all the mu'mineen and mu'minat, you come into the center, you hear the lecture free of charge, right? Now, anybody who wants to come and listen to the lecture, you pay $100. Guess how many people are going to come? You're going to quit coming to the center. There's money involved. Right? Now, when Allah wanted to test them, he said, give sadaqah. Right? And then talk to the Prophet. Nobody came forward to talk to Rasulullah. Only one came forward was Ali alayhi salam. And you know what makes this unique? Because Imam Ali was not rich either. We're talking about the rich people among the companions who are always come forward to talk to the Prophet. Now, when they ask them money, they all move back. Then Imam Ali comes and says, Ya Rasulullah, I want to talk to you. And then he gave sadaqah and he spoke to Rasulullah. The first night, the first second, the third, the fourth, up to 10 days, none of the companions came forward. After 10 days, where Imam Ali, the only one who comes forward, gives sadaqah and speak and go and give sadaqah and speak for 10 days, then Allah sent this verse down. Ya ayyuhan nabi, ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, idha najaytum ar-rasula faqaddimu bayna yaday najwakum. Wa in lam taf'alu wa tab Allahu alaykum. Allah said, if you, after 10 days, if you can no longer pay 10 or any amount to give sadaqah to speak to Rasulullah, Allah said, now I lifted it. Now you don't have to give sadaqah to talk to Rasulullah. Then the Prophet said, Ya Ali, a verse was revealed and nobody acted upon it except you, and now the ayah is abrogated. And from this, Ibn Abbas, he says, I heard Umar, Abdullah bin Umar, Imam Umar sons, he says, there are 3 qualities I saw in Ali. I wish I have one of them. He said, one, I wish I have, but Ali has all of the 3. They asked him, what are the 3 qualities? You wish you have one, and Ali has all. He said, number 1, an ayah was revealed, and none of us acted upon it, and the ayah was abrogated. And he referred to this ayah. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu idha najaytum ar-rasul faqaddimu bayna yaday najwakum sadaqah. Then they ask him, Ya Abdullah bin Umar, what else? He said, number 2, Zawajuhu min Fatima. It's in marriage between Ali and Fatima. He said, remember, when Fatima became adult, he said, many of us came forward and we asked Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, can we marry your daughter? Some of them were the richest of Quraysh. But all of them were rejected. And the Prophet always says, Inna amraha biyadillah. The marriage of Fatima is not in my hand. I don't decide that. Allah decides that. Until Ali came forward and the hadith came, hadith al-Qudsi from Allah to Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, zawwij al-nur bin-nur. Ya Rasulullah, marry the light to the light, which is Fatima is the one who deserves Ali, and Ali deserves Fatima. Now, they said, Abdullah bin Umar, he said, this was another fadila that Allah gave to Ali, and I wish I was the one. He said, what is the third one? He said, the third one is Khaybar. He said, Khaybar was the day that we all wished we were the one. But then it came out to be, we are not the one. What happened? In Khaybar, he says, the first time Rasulullah gave to Abu Bakr, go and conquer those Jews in Khaybar. He went and came back defeated. And this is mentioned in Sahih Bukhari. In Fadail of Imam Ali, it's mentioned. He came back, then he gave to Umar. He went, he came back defeated. Then Rasulullah said, لَأُعْطِيَنَّ رَايَةَ غَدًا لِرَجُلٍ يُحِبُّ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. He said, tomorrow I'm going to give a banner to a man who loves Allah and he loves the Messenger of Allah. And then not only he loves Allah and the Messenger loves him too. You know, this is very important, brothers. You know, because sometimes you can love someone, but they might not love you back. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, according to Rasulullah, he said, I am the one who is the proof that Allah loves Ali and I love Ali. And not only that, also Ali loves Allah and the Prophet. The next day came and they're looking for somebody, a Prophet was going to give the flag. The narrator said, we all gathered in front of Rasulullah and we were hoping to be the one to be chosen to go and fight Khaybar. All of those who were there, Rasulullah is looking among them and none of them were chosen. Some of them, they were trying, Rasulullah, I'm here, can you choose me? Rasulullah bypassed all of them and he asked, Ayna Ali? Where is Ali? Ali's not there. But where is he? They say, Ya Rasulullah, Ali's at home. Innahu yashku ramad. A ramad in Arabic is an eye sickness where Imam Ali was suffering from. Then Rasulullah says, call him, I need him. They want to say, Ya Rasulullah, he's sick at home. He said, yes, I need him. They call Imam Ali. The Prophet looked at him. Ya Ali, what's the matter? Say, Ya Rasulullah, I've been suffering from eye issues, eye problem for days. Then Rasulullah said, come forward, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Ali. Imam Ali came and Rasulullah, he spit in his hand with his pure spit and he wiped on the eyes of Ali. Allahu Akbar. Imam Ali says, I felt better than ever before from that touch of Rasulullah. Then he said to him, Ya Ali, this is the banner, this is the flag. And before Rasulullah even told him go, he told him what's going to happen. He said, Ya Ali, وَسَيَفْتَحُ اللَّهُ بِكَ. He said, with you, Allah is going to conquer those enemies in Khaybar. Allah already told the Prophet, and the Prophet told the Mu'mineen that this is what's going to happen. Imam Ali took the banner and he fished towards the Khaybar. And as he went there, he was able to conquer those people and came back successfully. No companion you can ever find among the companions of the Prophet who ever been given this title like the Prophet gave to Imam Ali. And the features Rasulullah talk about him: لَأُعْطِيَنَّ رَايَةَ غَدًا لِرَجُلٍ يُحِبُّ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ وَيُحِبُّهُ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولَهُ. There is nowhere in the hadith where the Prophet ever said anything about any companion. It's a unique statement coming from Rasulullah in regarding Amir al-Mu'mineen sallallahu. And this is also one of the things that made Ali alayhi salam unique. No companion can ever match with Ali alayhi salam. And that is ayah number 2 in the Quran regarding how great Imam Ali alayhi salam is. Now, not only that, now let's come to the hadith of the Prophet. Hadith of the Prophet also indicate that fada'il that Allah gave to Ali, no one can match it till the day of Qiyamah. And if you want it, you go make a research. If you can find someone with those fada'il that Ali alayhi salam, and let us know. But there's none. Number one of those fada'il, no one ever in the human history ever been born in Kaaba except Ali, and nobody will ever be born in the Kaaba. Now you look in the history, can you find before Islam, after Islam, no prophet, no imam, no one ever been born inside the Kaaba except Ali ibn Abi Talib. This is fadila Allah gave to Ali, and nobody can deny that. That the house of Allah will crack open for a birth of a servant of Allah like Ali. When even in the same Quran, when Maryam alayhi salam, she spent all her life in the temple, when she was about to deliver her son, and he's called Ruhullah. He is one of the Ulul Azm. But still Allah asked her to leave and go out to give birth to Isa. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell her to leave. But when Imam Ali's mother wanted to give birth, she was outside. And she was told, go into the Kaaba. Not only come into the Masjid al-Haram, no, go into the Kaaba. This fadila, who else ever been given other than Ali alayhi salam? There is no one. This is one of the unique of fada'il Allah gave to Ali alayhi salam. And that is number one. Number two, one of the fadila that Allah also and Prophet gave to Ali and nobody else is, you check in the whole history. Did the Prophet ever say to anyone, Ana Madinatul Ilm wa Aliyul Mawla? Can you find anyone? That Rasulullah said, Ya Ali, I am the city of the knowledge and you are the gate. That anybody can come to you and ask you a question. And you know it all to give the answer to all the questions. Wallahi, there is never. And no one ever even claim they have such knowledge except Ali. Only Imam Ali is the only companion and the only person who goes on the minbar and says to the people, Saluni qabla an tafqiduni. Ask me before you lose me. I know all the ways to the heavens more than I know the ways on the earth. Everything you want to know regarding the heavens, tell me out. Now, can you find anyone? Now you go to the history, there is opposite. What is it? That people will ask questions and they get upset because they don't know the answer. And the only one who constantly was asked, and every question he has answer for it. And that is the only Imam Ali alayhi salam. Now, not only that, Imam Ali alayhi salam, he is the only one where every companion ever needed him. But he never needed any companion for anything. Now, if you go back to the history, how many times people came to Imam Ali to ask him questions when others could not answer those questions. One question coming from the Jews when they came to Medina, and they asked, they said, we have read in our Torah and we read in other books about an incident, and we wanted the answer. And we asked all the Jews, nobody could tell us the answer. And we're here to ask the leader of Muslims. And at that time, the first Khalifa was the Khalifa. They asked him, he couldn't answer. They said, this question must be answered by Ali. What is it? They called Imam Ali alayhi salam. And as Imam Ali came, they asked him, he said, there is a piece of land which saw a sun. Never saw a sun before, ever. Then a point of time came, that piece of land saw the sun and disappeared and will never see the sun again till the day of Qiyamah. Where is that piece of land? And when was this incident? Nobody could answer this except Imam Ali. Imam Ali says, with a smile, as he answering them, I said, this piece of land that you're asking for is the sea. When Musa cracked the sea open, and that sea saw the sun, and as they crossed, the water came back, and it will never happen to the day of Qiyamah. And they said, Imam Ali said, that is the piece of land that you're asking for. And the Jews said, yes, it is mentioned in our book about Fadila that Allah gave to Musa alayhi salam, but we never know where it is. And they told us this question can only be answered by a prophet or as somebody who is equivalent to a prophet. And they found that there was only nobody but Amir al-Mu'mineen salam. Peace be upon him on the day he was born, and peace be upon him on the day he will be resurrected. And we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us a love of Ali alayhi salam, and keep us on the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullah alayhi, and grant us the shafa'ah of Imam Ali yawm al-Qiyamah بالنبي وآل محمد. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.